Good morning, madam. So, what I would like to present you today is the current trend of taxation in Sri Lanka. So, this presentation is mainly based on taxation method, qualities of goods, taxation system, and the history of the Sri Lankan tax system. First of all, I would like to explain about the taxation and taxation in Sri Lanka. Basically, tax occurs when a government or other authority require that the fee be paid to citizen and corporation to the authority. So the tax occurs on the physical asset, including the property and transaction, such as a bail of stocks over home. Then we can identify the income, corporate and capital gain, and property and inheritance as the major types of taxes. Now let's the, move to the taxation in Sri Lanka. Taxation in Sri Lanka mainly include value-added tax, income, and profits. The revenue is the primary consist of the government fiscal policy. So the government of Sri Lanka imposed the taxes and mainly of two types in the firms in direct and indirect taxes. Now I would like to focus on direct tax. Direct tax imposed directly on the taxpayer and it is paid by the individual or organization to the government also. An individual cannot assign the another person to the pay the taxes on his behalf. Then some of the direct taxes impose the taxpayer are the income tax, corporate and tax property taxes. Uh, so the income tax is the tax applicable on the income earned by the individual on taxpayer. Then the corporate tax is the type of tax imposed on the profit of a business. Now I would like to explain about the indirect tax. Indirect tax can be defined as the tax levied not on the income or profit, but the good and service rendered by the taxpayer. Indirect tax can be shifted from the one individual to another. So we can identify the value added tax, service tax, and sales tax as the example for the indirect tax. So the value added tax is path tax which paid the every stage of products production from the sales of the raw materials to final purchased by the consumer. Now let's move to the principle of taxation. So the first point is equity. The unique features of an income tax is that is the base on persons ability to pay. People should bear the public expenditure in proportion the respective financial abilities. The next point is simplicity. This means income tax law should be the clearly understandable to the any person. This is the key stone of the efficient tax system. Then the next one is stability. What is the stability? This means an income tax structure. Once designed, the long-term objective in the view must as far possible to be unchanged. And my next point is certainty. This means to taxpayer should be able to understand the rule on time of payment and also the amount to be paid. So the final point I would like to mention here is productivity. The tax system should be productivity enough. It should ensure the sufficient revenue to the government and encourage product activity by encouraging people to work and invest. In this part of presentation, we would like to focus on 5 main trends in current Sri Lanka taxation. As COVID-19 impact of revenue income tax revenue declared the reduction of the VAT, increase in imposed duties and lowering the excess taxes. So the first point I would like to mention here is COVID-19 impact of the tax revenue in Sri Lanka. The COVID-19 pandemic has led up an economic crisis with far-reaching effect throughout the entire world. In the world of control, in the world of control, the COVID-19 pandemic has led up economic crisis with a far-reaching effect throughout the entire world. In order to control this situation, the government had made the decision like the lockdown and uh, lockdown and travel bans and other restrictions. In order to these restriction, we can see in 2020 the total government revenue decreased by 48.9%. So the next point I would like to mention here is reduction of the value-added taxes. So the value-added taxes is paid every stage of production, productions, from the sales of the raw materials to its final purchase by the consumer. With a VAT, portions of the tax amount are paid by the different parties to transaction. So it has been reduced from 15% to 8% with the effect from the 1st of December 2019 in respect of the supply of goods, service and import of goods is excluding zero rated suppliers and VAT of financial service. As for the last part of the presentation, we would like to give recommendation after evaluating the taxation in Sri Lanka. What IRD should do to improve the tax revenue? What do you think? During the COVID-19 pandemic, every economy had to deal with the variety of challenges in terms of the economy. Government revenue is one of the most important challenges that contribute to the significant to the reduction of the budget deficit. In Sri Lanka, taxes are the primary source of revenue for the government. As a result, the government has a critical obligation to maintain the functional tax system in any scenario. In Sri Lanka, the IRD has a major obligation as the responsible body to boost tax income such in serious scenarios as the COVID-19 epidemic. As a citizen, we can witness numerous of effect performed by the IRD to boost tax income in 2020. So in this part, to be discussed about some suggestion that IRD can use to improve tax revenue during the pandemic situation. First one is a new tax. New tax option can be introduced. In order to increase the tax revenue, IRD can introduce a new tax related to the developer economic activities which are using the monthly during the COVID-19. As the example, during the pandemic in Sri Lanka, most of the economic activities has been digitalized. Therefore, IRD can introduce a digital tax in order to increase the tax revenue. With foreign firms, eBay, AliExpress deliver things to Sri Lanka. We can leave a little tax on certain districts. When sellers deliver their item in specific place in the United States, eBay charges a minimal tax rate. Like things, we may charge a fee because most Sri Lankan buy things from other countries because they are cheaper. Cryptocurrencies market is the emerging market of the world, while those are the digital money that have more value than physical money. If we develop the new tax policies for these area, it will generate great tax revenue. And other one is the implementing early pay or on-time pay discount system. When implementing this kind of system, companies and individuals are motivated to pay their taxes on time in order to get the discount. So using discount system, IRD can improve tax revenue. And other one is increasing the tax of fixed earners. During the pandemic also, there are fixed earners, like the higher politicians get the paid their salaries without any problem. As an option, we can increase the taxes of fixed income earned in the pandemic situation in order to increase the tax revenue. And other one is the introduce and increase the awareness of the online tax paying system. By today, IRD has established online tax pay system. This is very important for the safety of the taxpayer. By increasing the awareness of this system, IRD can collect more taxes. And other one is a give tax relief. Due to this pandemic, IRD government has provide different kind of tax relief to different sectors. This is a very good step to that kind of government related to COVID-19. Uh, Tax relief to citizen to hard situation create the positive image toward the government and IRD. Therefore, when giving tax relief is assist to motivate the taxpayer to pay tax, this will increase taxpayer revenue in long term, because this is IRD should try to tax relief as much as they can. Maintains, another one is a maintain simple tax system. Idea taxation system is a more complex, is lead to demotivate taxpayer because it's very hard to understand during the pandemic period. Therefore, the lot of changes happen, the tax rates and tax payment dates, updates, and the taxpayer gradually and simply manner otherwise the create less than interest on paying tax. And other option is the introducing long chain with the low interest rate to pay taxes. Because of this pandemic, most of the companies all over the world has faced liquidity issue. So they are not in the position to pay large number of amount of tax to government, but the tax revenue need to improve in order to manage government expenses. In improving the tax revenue in IRD, or the government can introduce the long chain with the low interest rate to pay their taxes without the delay. So this IRD can improve this tax revenue. And other one is eliminating fuel submission. According to the UN Sri Lanka, they show that during the COVID-19 period, there is the significant fall in the fuel prices. So IRD can eliminate the fuel subsidy, and they can using this another vital another thing. Another one is that can be introducing a new tax revenue positions. In improving the tax revenue, IRD can establish inheritance taxes and increase the tax rate of the tobacco and alcohol. And other one is conducting awareness program and regarding the importance of the paying tax. By the conducting awareness program regarding the importance of paying taxes and what happening to the economy due to the pandemic can be increased to the percentage of the taxpayer. This help to motivate the taxpayer, and it will influence the tax revenue as well. Another one is giving various non-monetary benefit. By the giving non-monetary benefit can be increase the tax revenue. Here the IRD can establish taxpayers certification and awarding system in the order to motivate the taxpayer. The companies will try to their taxes on pay the companies try to pay their taxes on time, because they can manage a good reputation and they can create a good image toward the government. Another one is improve the current working techniques and system of the government firms. In concerning the government operation expenses are very high. As an example, most of government firms are still working with a manual system. It creates the extra expenses like the transportation expenses and etc. So using the modern technology for that state and firms and behalf on the manual system can be reduced the some amount of the daily government expenses. This will help to increase the revenue. And other one is conducting training and development program for the state workers. As common option, the most of Sri Lankan government organizations are generating losses due to their inefficiency and less productivity. By the conducting training and developing programs for the state workers can be improved. Government organization productivity and efficiency, then it generate profit more than current situation. Developing mechanism to detect and reduce the corruption in taxation. Corruption in the taxation system is one of the most serious problems that many systems face. IRD can product more income if there is the defined process to detect and minimize the corruption in taxation. Due to the weak detection mechanism, there is the higher likelihood of corruption occurring during the pandemic crisis. Furthermore, the created anti-corruption mechanism benefit taxpayers who are not exposed to unethical behavior. Hence, it is a critical build a new tool to the detect option the while the tax system, and we can use the other option. IRD can simple segment to identify the large tax collection opportunities. I think it is a very important opportunity for that. Another important another important parameter to improve the tax system simplicity, that is the division of the taxing operating into the units such as the administration, higher corporate, medium corporate, and regional corporate. All of these tax segmentation will be more successful if all units are connection to inform the system that allow for the rapid implementation of the tax management system. And other option is the increasing the tax rates of unhealthy goods and environment pollution. So what is this? Environment taxes have the benefit of the being able to the giving equal abatement in incentives for the every unit of pollution, and taxes in incentive abatement at the lowest position cost, ensuring that environment goals are met at the lowest possible social cost. A tax that is the administration uniformly decrease the cost of compliance for the taxpayer and government administration, as well as the potential for the tax evasion. And other point is improve the tax efficiency of IRD. Value added tax, like VAT, are one of the key indirect tax that create the increased revenue in Sri Lanka income sources. For the perspective of some economics, the value-added tax is one of the most effective and the powerful revenue generate with the nation that implementation VAT generation more income than those that to do. During the pandemic, lowering the VAT rate of all also the very effective strategy for the generating more income. Is it from the VAT management system? It also critical to reform while a very well development VAT management information system by the training people and providing IT infrastructure. And other point and last point is introducing a new tax payment method. Information technology that doesn't require physical intervention. Aside from that, additional financial activities in the tax related process, such as the tax payment and the tax return, should be added online. As the result, online platform may strengthen customer relationship by the providing more effective and the enhanced online service. As the result, taxpayer as more like to pay the tax they are like to pay their taxes, since they are aware of the improved method. And whether they wish to pay tax related payment, we can talk to the banking system in Sri Lanka to see if it is feasible to pay taxes using ATM deposit mechanism, which is simple to do. And this is our presentation. Thank you for give this good opportunity for improve our taxation knowledge. Thank you, Miss.